Nerd Soul.
Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go. It's anime, y'all. That's right. Rejoice. All right, because we in the house, we chilling, we talking about them pages, them panels that move a little bit in sequential. In sequential order, making you smile, making you cry, making you laugh, making you love, giving you the moments that you need in an animated form. It's a diverse, medium. You got a diverse array of stories. And here to talk about these stories is one half of the dynamic duo of the South. This man right here, all right? This man right here is the top distributor in the Gulf Coast. All right, bringing you black comics here, there, and everywhere. I give to you, Coop, COO. That's right. Of Blurtish. What's up?
I don't feel like the top distributor, man. It's rough out here for us vendors, bro. It's rough. I promise you. Oh my God. Prices are going up, margins are going down, but we trying. So,
hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Look, con season's still popping though. You know what I'm saying? They out there for you.
Gotta have money to get the con season and time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cause guess what? If you're not famous, you don't table, you vend.
Yeah. Well, you still gonna have that, that Blurtish pop up. You know what I'm saying? They out there trying to see you. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm trying. Might be if you're in New Orleans, you might see me possibly at Southport Hall at an anime rave. It'll be my second time going back with DJ Decimo. To be continued. We shall see how the weather is and my time, because I got to go right after work. But y'all can hear this on the Blurtish podcast on several different formats, different things, and we're gonna jump into some continuing shows in the summer season, and we're gonna finally get into some new stuff for the summer season. I know it ain't spring, that's all right, but you're gonna find some gems that you might like.
All right, and of course we are joined by, that's right, the top ninja. She ain't no cadet, all right, she top flight security in the ninja world. I give to you Ninja Sama Cosplay. All right, you best believe that. Make way. All right, put your hands together, cause she nice.
Now I will say I am a space cadet on Helldivers. I don't care how many hours I play. I cannot get better. But good morning, good evening, good night. Ninja Sama Cosplay coming to you live from the pits of redemption.
Ooh, okay.
The pits of redemption.
All right, okay. All right.
So strong with it.
So I know you've been watching My Hero. You said you've only watched My Hero this week, and this is something that we've all watched. So I want you to drop that knowledge on My Hero. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think we covered My Hero last week either, because we just talked about Emmy. So we could technically talk about the last two eps if you want. But you know what I'm saying? Please take it away on the My Hero tip.
For quick preface, I am still watching Tower God and Code Geass Rose, but
cool.
on a bit of a hiatus on those just for a couple of weeks, not for any reason besides I'm just on hiatus. There's nothing wrong with them. They're good, but I'll be back on those in a couple of weeks. But My Hero, I would say, it's actually really good to watch these two episodes together. That's how I watched it. I don't know why I thought it didn't air or something like that. So I actually did watch the last two episodes back to back, and it was made for a nice special. Like, it made for a nice, like, Bakugo, Big Three, special there. So if you are a little bit behind, I think it's worth checking them both out. Or even if you did see the one before this week, go ahead and watch them back to back, because it feels like a special when you do it that way.
Yeah,
at least
10
it
and
felt
11
like a special when I watched it.
Yeah, 10 and 11 go together really well.
But that being said, as we've been pretty much the entire season, lots of action, lots of fighting. The episode before this week, you're kind of still caught with the fight with All For One, Endeavor, Hawks, and the quote unquote extras, the kiddos. That ends fairly, not ends, that's not the right word, but you get some Endeavor background expose, so on and so forth, which we had been getting before. He kind of hits them with a razzle dazzle, big old hit, and then of course the villain's like, oh, you thought, and they didn't think.
He pulled
So
out the aha.
yeah, there's always you step right into my trap card. He said, all from one says, I don't need this body anymore. Anyway, I needed to spend it because y'all was taxing it out. And then you see the ear and in a flash your little mama Airy. You're like, oh, okay. Why didn't no
Man.
one think of that? Why did we
I,
knew that they had access to her quirk. Maybe we thought that I know they were in the bullets. Maybe they thought there wasn't a bullet left. I don't know, but he starts regenerating slowly but surely from the ear. So that's how that fight ends for now. And then it takes us, to what do they call it? The coffin
Coffin in the
of death.
sky.
Yeah, I think it's Coffin in the Sky.
Coffin in the sky. Where Shigaraki adjacent because it's not fully him. He's fighting
Shamiya Shigaraki /
his baby final form. Fighting Bakugo, Best Genius, Mirko. At the time when we first see it, 2 out of the big 3, and feel like I might be missing one. No, I think that's it for now. So they're fighting. Oh yeah, no, Kakashi dude with the arms. Yeah, he's there. So that's who they're fighting.
Wow.
And I mean,
He's there.
he was present, and there's others present too. You kind of get a shout out to the business class of all people. They're actually out down there with their. I feel so seen as someone who's in marketing and public relations down there with their phones.
Hey,
We gotta make sure we tweet this, man.
I graduated in accounting and stuff, so I understand. I was like, I forgot all about them. Shout out to
Hey,
them.
that takes some BALLS to be
like, we go tell this history.
We would immediately get obliterated if they saw we are extras for real, but we out here still doing the best we can because we need to write history. I thought that was a nice little shout out. And the support heroes are down there, Momo and May and all them. So it's a lot of people trying to keep this whole big coffin in the sky afloat. All the fighting and all the stuff. But I'll get off my pedestal because I still got more to say because of the actual fight, but at least wanted to set it up before Mike, y'all want to jump in.
Quick question. The dude from the business class with the beehive, what you think his quirk is?
Not the beehive.
Is that
know what? I would think it's something about disseminating information. Those like the beehive hairdo,
didn't he
being
say
able
something
to
like
market and support.
Oh yeah.
I think it's some type of way.
This like they transmit the radio waves to get it out. Like they actually can do that or something. He said it quickly, but it's like, yeah, we're getting it out so they can't block. Oh yeah, that's right. So they can't block the signal or something.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So, shout out to them.
And I was happy to see my boy Lemillion come through because I ain't seen him in a minute, and I was like,
because we asked the question last time.
I was like, yo, where he been? Because like we need him, and I think you, Coop. I think you said he probably protecting Healer Girl or the reverse girl or whatever.
I didn't say it, but he actually answered the question for us. In fact, he answered the question in relation to the business class. He's helping get the information out because he can pass through walls like a ghost.
And he's mainly getting the information out from team to team.
Yeah. Because he can move
to make sure he was. Yeah, so relaying that way because of said radio waves and stuff and all the stuff being blocked out. But he's like, I gotta stop because things are going completely sideways here. Not that it's not going completely sideways anywhere else, but that made sense for him to stop there. It's got his 2 closest people, and of course they were, they hadn't even landed a real good hit on him yet at the time.
And I was when I saw the episode, I was like, oh snap, we got Hado, we got Lemillion, and Sun Eater. And unfortunately, I don't have Sun Eater on my bookshelf. I do have Hado and Lemillion, so now I gotta go get Sun Eater. I'll find him somewhere and put him on the shelf so I can have them all together. Because I was like, oh snap, I was like, I got the team. Then I was like, oh never mind, I ain't got the whole team, but it's they there. You know what I'm saying?
I thank you, writers, for actually thinking and answering the questions of why somebody like Mirio wouldn't be there. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense because he could do that. Thank you. Simple lads.
He's
You know,
like,
just
oh
one
yeah,
line
this is
makes
what I was
sense.
doing.
You know, shout out to Mike.
Sometimes it just takes one little sentence. Like
One
that's
sentence.
sometimes all people need. Marvel to know that
I was
other
about to
things
say
are
that
happening simultaneously. We
because
don't need
Mark,
a big, we don't need a big soliloquy or
Mike,
explaining things. Just say this is what
I,
happened. Like
I
just
didn't want to
say it.
say it, but I was like Marvel because I like, you know what,
Take notes.
Mike is that rogue. Sometimes just one line, just be like, oh
Just
yeah,
one
man,
little nugget just to know what's
I was
going
stuck in
on.
Yeah,
traffic going crossing the East River. All right, cool, bro.
Like
yeah.
That's what they make
them showing Deku still kind of
flying.
flying in the direction. At least we know like he didn't get stopped. Because I hate when they say that like in a show or do something and the anime is really bad at it and they're like, oh, they're coming, and you lose a sense of time. And
Yeah.
then when you finally get to the hero arriving, Bleach is real bad at this one.
Oh
Sorry, Bleach,
my
love you.
god.
Then
Bruh.
you get a backstory episode of why
True.
why
You
Ichigo had to stop and go train for 30
you
days or something. That was like you
are
lose sense of
making me
time.
age, Sherry, because that hurt. That really hurt for us people who didn't have the Crunchyroll. All we had Adult Swim back then. Oh my God,
Yo,
Adult
I mean,
Swim milked
Oh
the
yeah,
honestly,
because you watched
hell
straight
it
up,
out
week
of
to week for
straight
yes,
up
and then they
real.
shouts.
milked it.
See, the reason I like Bleach probably more than Coop does is because I watched it now. Cause see, I didn't watch it back then. I didn't know what Bleach
Bruh,
was about.
You're able to
So
watch it
now
tightly. Yeah.
I was
you
able to
could watch
watch
it
it
in
without
order.
the fillers. I watched that joint. I was like, what episodes do I need to
Try,
skip? Yo, I skip, bruh. There's a point where you skip like 40 something episodes, bruh.
try watching Bleach not only with the fillers but with rewind. They reset and rewind.
Oh, they
Like
do?
they,
There's probably
like
some stuff
yeah,
I skipped.
they
No,
stretch.
I
No,
don't know.
I'm
Oh,
saying
you're
they
talking
will
about the sense
restart
of
to a point.
timing.
Yeah, they
I
will
get what you're
start back
saying.
on a couple episodes. Be like, hey, we're gonna start this arc again and market
Oh,
it. Like they do that on purpose.
I recall them starting an arc over, but it's more like to tell it from a different perspective, which can still mess with your sense of
No,
time.
I'm
I
saying
would.
that Adult Swim was stretching it out because of getting
Oh,
the
you're talking about
episode.
the actual cable
Yeah,
company. Oh,
yeah, the
yeah,
cable
yes,
company will go
yes,
backwards.
yes,
They'd be
yes,
like,
yeah,
oh, we're gonna
yeah,
start back
yeah,
on episode 30.
yeah.
And you
Okay,
on
you're not talking
episode
about the
what?
storytelling. You're
No, no,
talking
no, no.
about
I'm
the
talking
actual
about
release.
kind of how it
Yeah,
was aired or
how
something.
they used my
yeah,
time of my life.
that is true.
So yeah,
That is
see, I was
true.
able to watch it in a way where I was able to skip all that stuff. And I was like, yo, man, this is kind of cool. I was like, all right, I'm down with this. But
Bleach and Naruto took
I remember
10
them
years,
days.
bro, to watch.
Look, I remember being on like LimeWire, getting them new episodes of Naruto and stuff. Like, and them joints would be fillers, and like, I would not be happy. Yo, I done used up possible cool points with my friends because I might have got I might have got a virus or something. But I got this episode, and now we watched it, and all we see is do 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 do
Did it
do
be that
do
little
do
letterbox or that little 4-3? Don't be
yo
full screen.
man.
Mm-mm-mm.
So
Oh
yeah,
man.
you know, nowadays if you're ever late on something, you can just be like, all right, is there a filler list for this? So like for instance, I picked up Code Geass, but I haven't started watching the new one. I was gonna go back and watch the old stuff, and I did think about looking for fillers, but I was like, oh, it's only 50 episodes, so there's probably no fillers. So I mean, there might be, but I mean, I doubt since there's only
It,
50 episodes.
it's not really any filler. It's more like slice of life. Like it's like just so you can see how the characters interact. But
Yeah,
I
because there
will say,
was one episode where they kind of just kicked it at school, but
yeah,
it wasn't
there's some
bad.
cool shenanigans. Yeah, there's some which so
Yeah, there was
far.
a school shenanigan like episode 6 or
Yeah.
something like that, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't. I've
Before
seen like, come on, man. We between Dragon Ball and Naruto, and I'm pretty
oh
sure other
man.
shows like, bruh, it's been worse.
Part of the reason they even show that in shows like Code Geass and stuff, even though it feels like a filler, it's just so you can know more about the human behind the character just a little bit, versus
Yeah,
just like, oh, all we see is like these people go
And
fight, especially in mech
I just want to say something
shows.
for
It's kind of
people.
sometimes.
I just want to say this and then we can move on. And I'm talking to not y'all. I'm talking to the audience and people who say this. Y'all, fillers are only official fillers. Like Sherry just said, sometimes they want to build up the show and character so when Lelouch kills somebody, the next episode it probably has more meaning. It's called character development, plot development. So I'm just saying, some people be like, oh, everything's a filler. It's slow. Like, nah, it's the show functions that way sometimes. Just that's all I want to say. Because some people just The
Yeah,
internet just be full of some
The
dummies.
only the only padding, the main padding that Code Geass has, and you'll notice it probably in the second season. There you can tell they get some name brand sponsors, and when they get those name brand sponsors, you're gonna be like, all right, y'all.
They drinking like Pepsi all the time.
And they like I think Pizza Hut
Oh
stands
yeah, the
out to
Pizza
me.
Hut. They
Yeah,
they were
Pizza Hut.
notorious for
Now,
that.
to be fair, C2's like favorite thing to eat was pizza. They were eating pizza all the time, so I was like, it kind of made sense. So they're still eating it all the time. It's
Hey
just you can
man,
see that mid 2000s Pizza Hut logo,
they
which
were head.
Evangelion did the same thing too when they came out with the movies.
Yeah,
So
ain't
it
nobody
happens.
complained about the Ninja Turtles when they had their specials when we were growing up in the movies and stuff.
Product
Cause,
placement.
'cause you got to pay them bills.
I think it just takes you out because you normally like see like in any watch or something, you see like Whack Donald's. You see like some off-brand name, but you know that it's a name brand. Like this is straight up the ugly mid 2000s Pizza Hut logo. You know the one I'm talking about. So it's like it super dates it off the top. It's like we're in the future, but that is an old logo. Okay, got it. Understood. Okay, that was a tangent. My Hero does not have product placement as far as I know. So they probably could be like
I
Railback
mean,
batteries or something.
at this point, My Hero is the product placement because they always popping up in some clothes, some
Oh,
clothing
that's true.
collaboration.
shouts to Kogi. Well, shouts to Pizza Hut for because I read up on it. I was like, man, they got Pizza Hut all through this joint. And I read up Pizza Hut reached out to him and was like, yo.
Yep.
So look, hey, look,
They paid for
they
part
were
of
ahead
it.
of,
Like,
they were ahead of the
yeah.
curve. They were ahead of the curve. They knew like, yo, anime is getting hot. We need to get in on this. Like, shoot, I'm gonna be
Shouts
for
out.
real. Don't sleep. If a brother has some money, oh, you best believe some new hot whatever got a hot first season. In season 2, somebody will be wearing a NERDSoul shirt on that joint. You best believe. Won't be and it won't be the main character. Now we're gonna have a couple side joints. Whatever. Be like, oh snap, NERDSoul.
Just make
What's that? Be
what
like,
you gonna do is make sure you have like the bum character who ain't got no hands, but he dressed really really good. And he just his goal is pop up NERDSoul and then bounce.
yeah, yo, shout out. Shoot, if I was, Bojangles or something like that, I'd be like, look, yo, do they eat chicken? Cause we willing to put some
Hey,
money in if they eating some chicken.
I'm
I know
shocked.
there's some KFC product placement somewhere in
I
anime
was about to say,
because
how the
I
hell
mean that's
KFC ain't doing
I
this?
mean we could probably Google this and find 15
You
Yeah.
know
anime got
what?
KFC in it.
It gotta be because even though I know Japan and how they are with Korea, but KFC is all over. KFC,
KFC is popular in
Jollibees.
Japan.
I'm just saying, like I know KFC is big. Like I know some of
It
the
is big
Korean
in
brands
Korea.
do it, like
The
Jollibees or
best
something
KFC
now.
I had, some of the best fried chicken I ever had in my life was KFC on Jeju Island in Korea. So yes,
Yeah, cause that's the
I
real
get
See,
it.
they got
KFC at this
yeah, but
point.
they
Trash
it's
we
not
got
it's
here.
not the same as corporate over here.
No, it's I've
They
been to
pretty
that chicken
much.
wing. I had to ask that auntie if they had killed that chicken in the back that morning. It was that succulent. I was like,
Bruh.
that must got chickens in the backyard back here, in the back of in the basement.
Yo, all right, so all right,
Anyway,
I gotta here's okay, the thing that I don't like about the most recent episode of My Hero is it's not that it's not animated well. It's not that I don't like the fight scenes. It's bruh, like don't nothing phase this dude at all. Like
He's
it would be
supposed to
nice to
be.
see him like I mean, well, he did get a little bruise
Yeah.
from the hit from the million, but I mean it's like bruh, like come on,
Actually,
the dude shot him with that big
I disagree.
extra super gun, the Sun Eater dude.
Mirio bruised the splint. He splintered the mind. He broke
Well,
up
yeah,
Shigaraki. It's
yeah,
mental
that's
at this
true. He
point.
did break through
yes,
to the little
yes.
young skillet.
So
Yeah,
that's
like
going to be how Deku wins. That's just, and I think I called this
Yeah,
like 2 years ago on like run the old pod. I said I'm because you. This is the type of protagonist we have. It's the type of story we have. That you
yeah,
always got to reach and approach someone's humanity at the core, and they gave it to us. They were like Mirio was close because that's there. He's cut from the same cloth as Deku, and I'm like that's easily what that's gonna be. And
like
he
he
yeah.
even
struck
said
that
Shigaraki's
nerve.
like that's a weakness. Like he's like I cannot let them know that that's even what's happening. right now. So I'm like, Deku's gonna appeal to that, pull that child out at the last moment, and that's gonna be the big deciding factor. Because like Mike said, right now he's just too OP. Right now, I wouldn't be convinced that Deku couldn't just come in and just do the thing. Like, like he's not even, he doesn't even have his quirks activated right now.
Yeah,
Like
he just
Eraserhead still. So I'm like, he's too OP. We see Mirio at least sway him, and do you see Bakugo at least instill not necessarily fear but caution? He was like, wait a minute, why am I having flashbacks and feeling a certain way? This dude is coming at me in a way that I was not anticipating. But at the same time, he's just too OP right now. So
in
that's
theory,
his weakness.
if his quirk activated with all the hands, wouldn't he just instantly kill them?
Decay everything. Also, I did notice this because he's like not fully Shigaraki. He's like a certain percentage of All for One. He's speaking more like him now.
Yeah.
More than I noticed. Like, and I'm like, that's got to be intentional because we saw the episode where All for One kept saying, "You want to attack the Demon Lord? Y'all extras. Y'all ain't y'all. You ain't coming for no Banaga. Blah blah blah." Shiraki's talking more and more like that now. He's like, "Oh, y'all want to come for the Demon Lord?" He calls someone extras or whatever, and I'm like, that is not how he specifically talked before. Yeah, I'm like, they're showing the overlap. I think.
Yeah,
because
I could say I know, but
I'll agree because I remember when you were talking about him, like appealing to his to his like better nature, to the the soul of him or whatever. When I knew that was going to happen is when he was talking to the last avatars. When he was we was talking to the past avatars, and he was like, he said something like, if I can talk him down, I'm not going to kill him unless I'm always gonna find a better way. I was like, oh, he going the power of friendship. He going the Care Bear stare.
I'll say this:
they gonna hold hands and they gonna shoot love into this dude. All right.
As much as I love Deku, but this is why I love Tanjiro even more.
Tanjiro be like, I love you, but you gotta die.
Tanjiro will still put you down.
Like
I will put you down with tears in my eyes.
Ask God for forgiveness.
Like, I'm gonna cry over your body. I'm gonna cry over your dead body, but the body will be dead.
You're going to judgment, partner.
We ain't got no choice. And I do think there's the ultimate death here because it can't be Naruto rules, right? He can't just like go like run an orphanage or anything. Like he has to. He's gonna have to go. What's it in Naruto? Kabuto is like running an orphanage after all the war crimes.
The dude who helps steal children and bodies get to go run an orphanage.
Yep, just running it just scot free.
Whoa. What is this? Is this in Boruto or something like that?
At the end, I guess in the epilogue.
Yeah,
the epilogue.
But yeah, it just started the epilogue of Naruto and then it goes there.
Okay.
And he's still like slightly snakish in the skin. Like it's like, okay.
Look, all right, now look. Okay. We're not gonna put you in jail, but we can't let you watch the kids, man. After you're a terrorist, we don't know if we can let you just have kids.
Are a terrorist who use bioengineered weapons of mass destruction, and then you get a promotion.
You was kidnapping kids.
You get a good job.
I don't know, like a year ago or something. See, TV time is crazy. I don't know, like a year or two ago, you was kidnapping kids.
They would
ain't nobody get prison
for several years because he was the right hand man up until he wasn't, until he got hacked out.
He got passed over.
Well, until
at least Sasuke was like, let me just punch myself. I'm out. Y'all can't just be like, y'all good. Like he was like, man, I don't even feel right.
Don't
let me go
give
be
me
CIA.
a new arm. Like no arm.
Let me just go be CIA. He was like, so I need some type of punishment, and he did the least amount compared to Orochimaru still doing his lab work.
So he can also run away from
growing
Sakura.
Babies.
So he can also be away from Sakura.
That is not.
That's cold.
I'm joking.
That is not true.
That's cold.
He like, look, hey Naruto, man, look, bro.
He be sending her love notes, man.
Just send me across the world. I'ma holler. I'm gonna repent, but I can't be here, dog.
Very much that. Very much that. But
this episode, I like it. I do like it as kind of like a double episode. Bakugo, we know he going he gonna raise his game. He just gonna have to sit up in the hospital for a little bit.
Isn't
He'll
he
he'll have
dead?
another. This well, they're not gonna
I
let
don't know.
this guy die. A show like this doesn't let
Shoot,
like a character like Bakugo.
these those new anime, man. Like
Yeah, but
Here's what
Bakugo is essentially
he
our
might come
number
back.
two. Like I
Number
would have
two's
said
die
for
all the
the,
time, B.
I don't think he's dead for real,
I
but I
don't think
think
he'd
he's
be
gonna
dead.
be dead for the rest of this. Like, I don't even know if he's gonna
Yeah,
come at this fight. Like, because Bakugo's had death flags for like the past like
yeah,
almost
he
3 years.
has.
He started
He
his
has.
redemption earlier than people thought he would start his redemption. He flat out his bowed his head and said, "I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry." And with no ego aside, every major fight, he has basically been KO'd anyway, to the point where we thought he was gonna die. He's taken a spear in his heart. He's been kidnapped.
True
And
that.
he's I'm
Yeah,
like,
ever
those
since he got
L's are
kidnapped.
really bad L's too. All those L's like have shook him. It's made him feel like he's inadequate. And I'm like,
Yeah, but
man, they just beat that
I
dog
think this
down.
is the L where he's holding the card of
That's what
one
I'm
for
saying.
all.
Like,
And
each L
I
has
think this
gotten
is the
so
L where,
big.
but I think this is the one he returns from where he's like,
I,
this is my next form kind of thing.
I
Like,
don't think so. I think
really? Oh,
I
okay.
think he's gonna be humble. If he lived through it, he'll help. I don't think there's gonna be like no next form
He
right
Well,
now.
okay.
is
In
he
my
is so
opinion,
broken
this
right
is
now. There's no way he could just bounce
Yeah,
up and be like, I'm
nah.
no.
about
I'm
to
not
fight
saying
right
bounce
now.
back. I'm saying like he goes to the hospital and then like a month or whatever
That's if he gets to the
after he's been
hospital.
healed up. That's when he returns with like his newfound vigor or
Let's
whatever.
see if he gets there
Because in
first.
my opinion, Deku Shoto, and Bakugo are not gonna die. In my
Oh
opinion,
yeah, I don't think
I don't see
Bakugo's
that. I don't
dead
see
dead.
them
I don't
dying
think
in
so
this
at
show.
all. But I think he's about to be dead long enough because that was such a big, profound. I'll say it this like I had a little thug tear
Uh,
because at the end of the day, there's because we see it several times, but we never hear it directly. Well, we might years ago heard it directly, but for the most part, we know Bakugo. He is a child at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
also he's got the same dream that these other kids have. He just is in a different package. And at the end of the day, he saw Sparkle McSparkle All Might form, which I thought was wild that he was able to see that. But you know what?
yeah,
Yeah.
we
I don't
gonna
know if
play
it's
around
because
with these
he's
powers
starting.
just a little bit. So
All I can think of is that's because he was going to the other side, because that's why All Might is already kind of there, because All Might's slick half dead anyway. I
yeah,
think that's kind of what that was. And at the end of the day, he said, I never brought myself to be able to say it, but I want your autograph, and pulled out that trading card. Bro,
That
I
was
lost it.
very
I,
well delivered. And then
I haven't felt that much like immediate emotion from a major
I
league shonen since when Naruto was leaving his daddy
yeah.
and for the last time, or his mama, and was talking about like, I promise to brush my teeth every day and take care of myself. And you're like, oh my gosh, like this is some real stuff happening right now. So I had to say that was very well delivered in the anime. Like
I
that was just
wow.
like, oh my god, like that
love
was, and
Now,
he had it on him
when he
still.
realized that he like
mhm.
Deku, dang, this is the pain you've been going through, not being like, so you actually feel this type of pain trying to work your quirk out to figure this out. It's like, so this is what it feels like. So it's like, thank you, Bakugo, you finally get it, man. You,
But he
you
got it before then. I really
now
think
he
got
really
but it was
he really got it now though.
But it was more so, yeah, he got it. He had no choice because he was feeling explosion in every pore of his body. That's what happened. Is that he was feeling
That pain will
glycerin,
make you
whatever.
realize.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like he was still doubting it at that point. That'd be one
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
He's
just
like, oh, he
saying
doubted up to that moment. But
it's
yeah,
just good to
but you
hear
don't
him
want someone
say
to have
that.
to realize it by going through that exact pain. Like
Sadly
that
though,
didn't.
in reality, some dudes got to go through that to get it in their brain.
But he had it in his brain already.
I,
I firmly
he
believe he did.
he got it cemented now.
he said
Sometimes
cemented.
you
It
need
was
Oh,
that.
like submitted as he's dead.
I'm gonna give somebody, since we talking about
If you
10
go
and
to the
11.
other side.
I'm gonna give someone props. Coop, going in, press mute right now. You don't want to hear this. All right, so episode 10, man. I know we still don't like Endeavor, but bruh, yo, he said I don't need no physical arm. I got so much power over this fire. I'm gonna bust you in the face with a fire fist.
Okay.
Then dude is able not only to bring the heat, but then stop on a dime and change attack forms based on what All for One is. Man, look, I got to, at least for stalling time, I got to give my man a little
I
bit of
will
props.
I will
At
give him
least,
his stall.
at least for stalling time,
I'll say
because
this.
However,
ain't
hold
nobody
on,
else
Coop.
hitting this hard right now.
Hold on, Coop. I will tag you in as
Okay.
the
Because
vice
I know Coop
president.
don't like him, but
Yeah, I'm gonna tag Coop in here shortly as the vice president
uh,
of the We Hate Endeavor fan club. It's because obviously Coop is the president. I'm the vice president. Now, I I'm just gonna say this: like, yeah, he gets his kudos for stalling, which is essentially what everyone's just trying to do right now. But
the
his
dude broke through the shell, man, and
but
choked the
oh
man. Like,
yes,
come on,
this is
man. The
true. What I'm
dude's
saying is
display of
more
power right
so
now when he got a chunk of his gut out of he's
sure.
coming through.
I'm not talking about the physical. He is. I'm talking
It's like
about the
Jordan with the
mental.
flu game, man. Come on.
I'm talking about his mental. I'm talking about his mental hurdles. At the end of the day,
Word.
because we have, if you watch both episodes back to back, you have
Uh,
you have a little bit of a comparison here of redemption. When Endeavor felt down and out, he ain't see his boy. He saw himself basically saying, "Oh, you ain't good enough, whatever." He still Endeavor's always so
uh,
centralized in himself
Mhm.
that selfishness is never, I guess his ego, I guess is the best way to say it. Like at the end of the day, and then they said, younger him said, you ain't good as All Might. You're not even good as Deku. He ain't even shout out like your kid was out there. Like it's always been about Endeavor. And that's what makes him not redeemable to me. Because even when you're down and out and your mode of inspiration, like is yourself, when you know you have been a horrible human being, I I didn't personally like that. I
can,
like the physical
can,
feats, yeah, all day. He's strong. He's doing
I'm gonna
well.
just,
But
I'm gonna
his
just say
mental
this.
fortitude, I just can't get behind because I'm like, you still yet to find that source to be from beyond yourself, to be a true hero. You're still thinking about yourself. Versus Bakugo, when he was down and out, he thought about every single person that was out there fighting, every little person, extra or no wise. He was like, no, we're heroes. We're out here. Like he wasn't thinking about himself. He was thinking about someone else until his last breath. And I
Now, I
think
will
that's
give
what
you
makes
that.
a redemption for me.
But don't forget when he was flying off of one
Mike,
up to the sky to blow up.
let me jump in, man. Let me
No,
jump
no,
in,
no. Hold
man.
on. Let me
All
finish my
right, all
point.
right, all
He
right.
said the future is a path for the young to walk on, and it flashes to his son. He's thinking of his son taking over for the future. Because in this move,
Uh,
I believe that he believed, yo, I'm a burn all I could possibly burn, even if I got to kill myself, because the future
Sure.
is a path for the young to walk on. It shows
good.
his son. It shows Deku
About
flashing
time.
it. He said a path with many choices. Another vision for
Finally.
his son with other little kids. So he's like, look, it's time for them to do their thing. So he's given up the whole idea of him being the future, and it shows his son walking towards the future with Deku and the other heroes.
Okay,
So
can I just say this, Mike?
he is making a turn, man. He's making a turn.
Do you want a cookie for this man? This man Pack. I'm gonna just say this.
No,
Sherry made some
I'm
good points.
continuing to
You made
make the
some good
point.
points.
I'm
Pack him up.
continuing.
Get him out of here. I don't care about Endeavor. It's cool. It
Yo,
was
I
beautiful.
would
It was
never,
beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful
just not
animation.
happen.
But his mind, the fact that he's the number two, and like what Sherry said, it took all that. Now I know you still gotta look within, but it's like, bruh, it ain't time for
yo.
no pity party, bruh. Like
I
you
think
know
this
that
is a
you
perfect example of people want a redemption story, but people don't want to see people do the work to be redeemed.
ain't do it. This it's too late. It's too late.
I do think he's trying. I'm not, that'd be ridiculous for me to say that he's not. And I've always appreciated there was a realistic tone as to like no one just like up and forgave him instantly. I like that, sure, but I'm just not there as a viewer. Like I'm like
Yeah,
I've
just
seen
not
the
there
things
with him.
you've done, and we're still reaping that. Versus like a kid who was a bully, and yes, he was a horrible bully, but he's been apologizing for since before Endeavor was. And keep in mind, none of that stuff even really started going in the right trajectory until he got outed publicly. So like a lot of
Exactly.
that is still a shorter amount of time. I'm like, yeah, he's put in the work, but is it like Coop said? Is it too late for us as viewers? For a lot of us, it is.
I
I'm not gonna
mean,
be like,
he's
yeah,
going to
Team
die.
Endeavor, he's my guy. Like, no,
It's just that
no.
it's I get what you're saying, Mike. As a father, I'm glad that some goodness popped in his head for a second, but the man is broken. The man was just the episode before that. He was doubled over crying. Oh, I'm weak. Like no ish, Sherlock. This dude, your whole life was trying to catch a man who wasn't born with a quirk. You pathetic POS. You abuse so many people. There's only way this goes out for him, and that's all I got to say. I don't even want to discuss Endeavor. Sherry killed it. I agree with it. Mike, you made a good point. And it did look beautiful. It did look beautiful. But that's all I got to say about Endeavor. I ain't pack them up.
Endeavor, look. I ain't saying I'm your biggest cheerleader, but I see you doing the work, man.
Give them a cookie, send them home.
Keep bringing the fire. Keep bringing the fire for the right reason. I'll be in your corner, man. I'll be in your corner. Keep bringing it for the right reasons, though. All right, because I see you looking towards the future. I see you out there. Now just burn that ear off.
I'm gonna need Endeavor to, at the end of this whole fight, I'm gonna need Endeavor to like not be able to use this quirk no more.
This is just
like completely burn out.
I think I don't think that I don't. Yeah, I was like, I'm not saying he's got to die because I'm like that doesn't help his redemption. Like I said, I don't think he's fully redeemed, so he needs to be around longer. But I'm just like he needs his that ego still is always in the back of his mind, which I get too. I mean, it's just like if you're like the number 2 NBA player, like I get it, but at the same time, like he needs some humble pie for real. Even if it's a temporary loss or something, he needs to be I need to be a normal dude for a minute. I need to put this suit up for a minute.
To Sherry's point, I like your point. Guy Sensei from Naruto, one of the most excellent characters, believed in a loser like Rock Lee, gave his whole body and can't even use his legs now, and still out there busting it, still out there working hard. Endeavor should at least be normal. He should at least be burned out. That quirk should be gone because his power was such. He abused his power for fame. The man did eugenics, dog. I'm sorry. It just.
Oh no, I know what he did. I'm not saying I don't know what he did. I'm just saying I think the dude is doing as much as you could because he can't go back in time.
Yeah.
So I think the dude is doing as much as he could possibly do.
It's just.
I agree with you, Mike. That's what I'm saying. I don't want him to die because then if he dies, that's an incomplete story to me. Because I'm like, he was still healing with his family and stuff like that, and I want to see them get to a place. This is actually a story very close to my heart. I've dealt with some of this.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't want to see him like that. I'd be like, yeah, you gone, whatever. But there needs to be some permanent repercussions, and he's still looking inwardly. We could tell by the way he was hoping.
I think a burnout could be a dope
burnout and continuous atonement.
Because how hot would he have to? Yeah. How hot would he have to get, and how would it be animated? That could be kind of sweet. You know what? I'm down. I think that could be dope.
We saw in the preview that Toya's not down, like Dobby's not down for real yet. So I'm like, he still can have that moment.
Didn't he have them put him in jail?
Nah, he was glowing in his heart. His heart was glowing in the middle.
That's just in the preview they showed. Yeah, they showed that he was definitely apparently the villains are gonna be on the upswing just based off the preview. That's not a spoiler. That's just
It's like a basketball game, man.
For all that.
You go down 20, then you go up 20, then next know you going back and forth. You trade buckets.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on. I guess I'll throw it to Coop. What anime you want to talk about now? What you got on? What you got on your mind?
Got a few. I don't know if you want to stick around, share, or if you got to bounce. I understand if you do.
And you got low. You got low for a second.
Oh, can you hear me? Is this better? Is it any better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
I don't know. Right now, because I don't know. I might have moved around a second. How I'm sounding right now?
Yeah, you good. You good now.
All right, cool. I was gonna say, Sherry, I don't know if you want to stick around. I'm not gonna try to do too much, but I am gonna dip into some new anime.
Just in case you don't want to get spoiled, because I don't know what you're planning on watching. Okay, she out. All right, peace out.
Ain't really much to spoil because I don't know how much people will like it. I'm gonna start with what I consider the new hit of this season. And for y'all who listening, I always try to pick out what I think is gonna be the big hit or one of the big hits. Like spring, we was easy. Kaiju, even though Loser Ranger wasn't probably a big hit, but it was well received. What else was the big hit? It just had so much going on. And then we know when Soul Leveling, even though people might have said it was a slow burn, I mean, it done sold.
That was kind of hot.
It sold so many. Like, it was the one that was primed to be the hit. because it sold so many books. So it's like it would have been a disappointing. Like if it didn't come out like at least like Grant Hill, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It had
Yo, people sleep before his injury. Grant Hill before his injury. TMac before his injury. Anthony Hardaway. There's some people that before their injury they was the truth.
yeah, like TMac was good. I always hated TMac laziness.
His attitude was kind of whack.
Yeah,
like,
his attitude was whack.
In person, he's not the greatest, but I mean, it might have been a bad day.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say a quick TMac tangent because he pissed me off on so many levels. For one, he had so much, and Gilbert Arenas say this. He's like Gilbert Arenas, like Kobe Bryant. He's like he got a GL 300 or whatever that Benz is, but he's pushing it like a Bugatti. TMac had a Lamborghini under the hood, and he didn't hone it. That's all I'm saying. His body gave out.
Yeah,
you don't know.
I'll give you that.
Like T-Mac had way more natural gifts than Kobe as far as shooting. He had the ability to shoot like that. He had more scoring, just adaptability, and he just kind of got lazy with it. In my mind, that's just my opinion. The T-Mac lovers, people who hate it. I went through this with Kobe as a Kobe Lakers fan. People be like, T-Mac better than Kobe. Like, in what level?
Nah, I wouldn't say. I think T-Mac was cool. I think he was a dope player when he was on. But I don't know if I run him in Kobe.
But as a person, he said some dumb ish that offended me as a Louisiana person. After Katrina happened, and then when they gave New Orleans the All-Star game, and I don't know if this was before or after, he was like, "Is it going to be safe down there?" And all that. I'm like, bruh. And you know what? And sure enough, before either it was like a year or two or after, guess who I saw on Canal Street with two on his arm? T-Mac. So it clearly it was safe enough when you was walking down strolling with two baddies on your arm. So I was like, this brother's whack. So T-Whack, y'all. But anyway, that's a shout out to Basketball BS. But as far as the hits, man, the Elusive Samurai. Shout out to Rachel. We got Mark watching it. When I don't know if you watched any of the Elusive Samurai yet, Mike.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it.
Okay, I've watched 3 episodes. I like it. Do I think it's like a 10? No, but do I think it's like a really feel good 7 to 8? Absolutely. But
it's very pretty to look at.
Yeah, on animation alone.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's bright.
God,
it's very colorful. It's very pretty to look at, and I actually enjoy them mixing and mashing the types of character designs and animation with each other.
Everybody looks. Everybody stands out. Nobody.
And like when they do the different stuff when they start fighting and like the way they animate them.
Lord.
You know what? I'm here. I'm gonna stick around with these kids.
First of all, y'all, they animate the main character's robes are animated. So look at his robe. Go back and look at when he dodged. Look at his robes.
Yeah, and then also look at when they do like flashbacks. Whenever they do something different, they do a slightly different style of animation, similar to like when they change the animation in Spider-Verse when they go to different universes. I love this.
They done pulled out about at least solid 5 different type of animations for various characters in just 3 different episodes. Because I think the main characters stay the same, but the villains or the conflict has been slightly changing in animation. If you like the pig, the boar looked a little bit different than say his evil uncle. His evil uncle was like I wish I knew the period, like more of that traditional painting, how Oni would look. And it was to show that his soul was evil. And then, he got loose with it when he was with the blade, but he was still doing kind of like they were like taking the painting, and he was like the painting, and then animated it, moving it, and then of course the priest is just his own wacky thing. He still kind of has that stencil pencil marking that they flow in, and they're doing movie level animation between all the different characters. It's like, okay, whoever, I think it's a production IG of Cloverworks. y'all going off. I don't know what the Elusive Samurai people paid y'all or what committee broke broke bread with y'all. Say, hey, blank check. Or I hope that those animators are being treated well, and I hope the production go all the way through and we don't have no zombie issues. Cause I know
Yeah.
this ain't easy to make. This
It's
looks
just it's so pretty to look at.
it's
And
right, like
then
you said.
like seeing how he's able to like dodge and stuff like that, and when he goes into like sort of like EX mode and stuff, like bruh,
Bruh,
this is fun. Like whenever they flash to some kind of memory, it's always like a slightly quirky anime style. I like this, man. I really do. I like this a
they
lot.
they don't do the traditional flashbacks. Like you say, it's kind of a moving art piece. It's like, oh, and
Yeah,
when you go into his mindset, like, oh, this is my uncle, or the way that they intersperse the what's actually happening in the real world with the art piece. First of all, rest in peace to his older brother. I was like, I wouldn't. They. It's such a happy anime, but considering what's going on, it's really tragic.
yeah,
Uh, cause it's always like it's always a character who I think I don't know if it's a thing, but the characters whose eyes don't really open, if they like have a little happy face or whatever, it's usually something tragic. When they die, it's tragic. Like I think it's like a thing. Cause he was like such a happy-go-lucky kid, and then you just see his head, and then they drop the sound, and his head is lopped off, and then you don't zoom up on it, you just see his head roll, and then juxtapose against him defeating his uncle with the ball, and it goes back to the ball rolling when they were playing, and you just
yeah.
see how he's feeling, and it's like, oh my
Like the
god,
way
this
they
is
the way they mix and mash like memories and flashbacks. This is well done, man. It's well planned out. It's well
it's
done. I like this a lot. I can't wait to
operating.
get the dub because I I'd prefer to see how this is with the dub. Because I would love to just focus on what's on the screen instead of trying to read the whole time.
I
Oh,
am
I
gonna go
also
back.
I also love like the uncle or whatever, the I guess the guardian character. Just the silliness of him is kind of cool. It's not too over the top, but I like
About the
him.
priest.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like he in some parts he reached that part where he's about to like mess with my mind, but then he be like, hey, oh, you want to learn something? All right, go out in the woods and go this way. My mind and saw it. So it's like, okay, so he can kind of mess with you with his powers. Like he's serious. Like he's like, hey, I'm gonna prove to you. I got an army. I got to get more. So he's like, I'm hustling out here. We believe in you. Like I saw it with my eye. It's all up to you. So I just love, and I love the way that I gotta get the main character's name, but you know, the elusive, Mr. Elusive, if you will, or Kid Elusive. I'll get his real name soon. But
Oh,
the prince,
I can't remember Tomioka.
yeah, Tomioka,
Lord Tomioka,
Lord
but just
Tomioka.
Tomioka.
But the way that he's thinking about, like, oh, okay, these kids, they're warriors, but they're not looking down upon them. Like he's actually starting to realize his self worth. Like even though he really thought he was meant to, like, I'm supposed to die, I am a puppet, yada yada. My dad, was a nice guy, but and I know we don't really see the real version of his dad because they really do the puppet gag whenever they show his
Yeah.
dad. But his dad, even though a puppet, sought to save him. So it's like
Mhm.
he knows, like, hey man, you have worth, live. They was gonna get me regardless or whatever. Hey, that's my job, but we trying to save you as my heir
Mhm.
because I need you to do this. I know y'all know I'm putting words in the puppet man's mouth,
No,
but
but
but being a priest,
I kind of get that. But
yeah.
and apologies, it's not Tomioka, it's Tokiyuki. So apologies, but yeah, Tokiyuki. Another thing,
So
his retainers, they don't look down on him. They're not it's not the show where they're like, we gotta be involved with this guy. No, they're like happy
they-
to be there, and they want to help him. They want to be
and
like, everyone wants to be on this journey,
and
and that's
then
something that I
I
like.
love that they acknowledge it's like, yo, like your elusiveness is otherworldly. It's like you would wear
Mhm.
us. Like, we can't necessarily kill you. Like, even though we're great warriors, they already realized that this would be a fool's play to try to chase you down.
Yeah, because
let's not do that.
That's why they spent so much time. Because I was like, they are really spending a lot of time showing us that they can't catch him, and I was like, I see why.
The pig.
Because at the first episode, I'm like, man, they've been chasing this boy forever.
And they just,
I'm like, and then I was like, oh, okay, now I see why. Cool. All right, now I got you. Good job.
Yeah, once he in episode 1, when he jumped from the roof and did the spin, like, and to grab himself up, it's like he called himself a coward. That's about one of the most bravest things I've seen.
Yeah, and I thought they were just trying to show off, their running animation and stuff. I was like, they're doing a lot of this.
But they were.
But they were also showing like, okay, this is an example of how good he is at just not being hit. Like this kid would be this kid would be a killer in dodgeball. He would be a killer in tag. All right, like this. I mean, he would be amazing.
He would kill the ninja warrior.
He's outrunning grown men.
He would kill the ninja course in American Ninja Warrior or the one in Japan. Like, he's sliding when he's outrunning the board and he jumps.
Homie was on skates on that joint. I was like, yo,
on dirt slide to outrun the board. I'm like, my mind can't process it all. And it's just like, this boy look crazy. So I don't know if they're going to get into any supernatural. I don't think there's no real supernatural other than the priest being a kooky person. I think it's all metaphorical.
Well, I mean, the priest's glow, I guess, and the fact that he's able to see the future, or at least telling us he can, is supernatural enough.
I think of it more as just a plot device, but like, as far as like, because it is supernatural, but it spared all of it alone for convenience. Like, it's just so, like, bruh, just they moving like waves. They know what they are, and they know what they have to do.
This show, like, I just love looking at it. Like, I honestly do. It's a pretty show. I love looking at it, and I'm enjoying these kids. And I don't feel like I'm wasting my time.
What I said
with these these episodes, like the missions. You know how sometimes when they have shows where they got to go on a journey and kind of find their way home, kind of thing.
Just walking, but stuff is happening. Like, things matter, decisions, conversations, all matter, and they're just getting to know each other, so they're gonna get better. And he hasn't even really started training yet. Mike can't wait till he learn the sword. If he takes up the sword, he might do some other training.
Do you know how sick he would be to match his elusive skills with the sword?
But you know what?
Man, he could be on some vanished ninja type stuff.
I don't think he ever will. I think he will I think his training is going to come into how he wins the heart and mind to get people to follow him as a spiritual figurehead leader by him living. I think they told us already how it's gonna happen, but of course now I ain't see the death. I ain't see how he was gonna murder his uncle, which I was glad he did. And they got the nasty blood spray.
He gotta go.
It was like, he
had to go.
But it took all three of them to do it. But I love this. Like, hey, this is a grown man, and he's like, look, I'm crazy, but I'm good. Like, I'm good with this sword now. Like, I ain't like, look, I'm gonna prove. Like, they ain't give me what I wanted first. They laughed at me. I'm out here on the street begging. All I gotta do is kill you and bring your head in and see if they'll give me some retainership or something. Even though he probably was gonna get murdered. I don't know why people follow despots. Like, if you kill him, he ain't gonna
it's not like he's gonna be like, I'm so happy that
come right in my court.
Their teamwork, seeing their teamwork so early on in episode 2, and then on episode 3 with the wild boar. Where another thing, we're in America, we're so used to, seeing pigs at like these massive farms. As someone whose grandfather was a farmer, had pigs when I was when my mom was young, and I've seen pigs at other farms. Pigs are mean. Like, pigs are mean as all get out. Like, I don't know, like, people have this idea that like pigs are so nice, and wild boars are even worse.
Man, look,
like pigs are mean.
Yo,
they're territorial and they're mean.
If they are a wild boar They are not Babe. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
The
it's not Babe.
The Arkansas Razorback. I haven't seen one in person, but people literally go up there to hunt those things for a reason, and they probably make some really good crackling. Like if the theory of the more that something is trying to kill you tastes really good, then you'll love the pork off of it. Because yes, those things will try to spear you. They look like Pumbaa, but they not nice. Or Timon, they going to spear you. Those tusks are real. Yep. And then even if they don't get you with the tusks, they are about at least 500, 700, 800 pounds. It's like a little mini. It's like if it's like getting hit with a dirt bike, probably. But yeah, all the meat is in the front. You know what I'm saying? And they know how to hit you. You probably will be better off with a dirt bike.
Also, pigs are a lot faster than you think they are. Like all these animals that look fat, they look fat, but there's a ton of like rhinos are a lot faster than people think they are.
Man, what they say, rhinos is one of the scariest animals on the planet.
Like, yeah, it's like, yo,
right?
They look big and lazy, but I think the rhino can. I think a rhino can run something like 30 miles per hour. Like, this is way faster than you think.
Rhinos and hippos are fast, and they look all, they draw them in cartoons, look all ha 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 ha. They will just demolish you. Like, not think about you twice.
Oh, also, this anime does a lot of great smash cuts. So what I mean by smash cut is like something's happening, and right when it's about to hit, they cut to something else. So like when the pig is about to fall on the spike, like you see his foot walk in the water. Like it's like all these awesome little smash cuts. Like this show is just awesome, man. I dig it.
This is like it's like almost like I ain't gonna go this high, but like it's like the animated Goonies or something. And it's not even like it's like, yeah,
because the kids are kind of kicking it on their own.
The kids are precocious, but they have purpose, and it looks beautiful and it's well done. Now we know it's gonna get to some weird anime conventions as it gets a little bit darker, because it has to get darker, because I mean he's literally on the run for his life. Unless they're able to land this plane and make it a fun, weird, tragic time. But it's like they don't want to stay on the sad parts too long, but they are there. Again, rest in peace to his brother. I ain't see that coming. His uncle ain't nothing. His uncle deserved that death.
Yeah,
because I was like, yeah, his brother made it.
But they all get along. It's just cool, man. Yes. And even though Tokiyuki cries a little bit, he's like, cheer up, and he reaches his hand out to him. Like this is just good to get a group of kids that aren't having meaningless, spats with each other. They get along. They like it, and then of course they name themselves the Elusive Warriors. Like this, I love it. It's awesome, man. Watch this show, y'all. I know we're getting long, but watch this show. We got to move on, but watch this show. Yeah. Give it a shot.
So I'm gonna speed run through a little bit of this. Oshi No Ko. Oh, speaking of beautiful, and this one ain't even got no fights in it. They animating on people just writing and just talking, just living and putting star galaxies in their eyes to tell you, look at their talent. But as far as a drama, yeah, this thing is beautiful, and just like it's breaking down. The set, of course, is the set of this play. And they're really talking about like giving love to like writers and the drama that they have to go through. And now the last episode, the two mangakas, the ladies who were creating different manga, and one of them, the star, the really big famous mangaka, it's their play that they're adapting. Her old senpai, they had a little falling out. She had to call out like, look, oh, you think I ain't nothing because you sold all this. He was like, let me tell you about yourself. So they had a little spat while they were helping each other out.
Not let me tell you about yourself.
Oh, she told her about herself. They told each other about themselves.
Whenever someone says, let me tell you about yourself, they're not going to tell you good things.
No. Cause like she thought she was gonna like I sold 50 million on my first manga, blah 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 blah. What can you tell me? That woman looked around like, and like your work going down, your story getting weak. She like you selling out, blah blah blah. And it just was a great back and forth experience with the two manga because like I said, they had to set the stage with them, and it's just like kind of giving a love to the industry, if you will, because they
Mhm.
did acknowledge like, look, she was like, and the girl who sold 50 million, she's like, it must be nice. You get to have a monthly manga. I got a hit anime, a hit one that I gotta write every week and draw every week, and it gotta be in a certain detail. You get to do yours for a month and be just chill. Like they would just go, they would be a cold blooded.
Wow.
And it's like, but they worked it out because the genius one, she got like all type of anxiety. She don't know how to interact with nobody. Uh, so many words, but you still got Aqua, who is the main character, and his sister Ruby in the background. But Aqua, of course, is at this play, at this theater troupe to eventually find a person who killed his reincarnated mom. I'm just gonna say that, like, ain't nothing moving yet. But when he do find a cue, he's going to make some stuff happen. Like he be chilling, like he's like, all right, I'm gonna work on my career. He's like, I
I'm gonna
realize
work on my career.
I got to be in the game to play the game. Like he figured that out quickly. Like Aqua was a doctor in his previous life, so he's not a dummy. So he's very cold, but he has acting talent. It's a unique anime, and I highly recommend it if you like drama and you don't want to take a break from a shonen, and you maybe have some interest in the Japanese entertainment industry in various levels
Okay.
and theater. This is for you. Try it out. Not saying that it might not get bizarre at the end, but it's kind of straightforward. Season one, yeah, you had to open your mind up, open your third eye to see what they
That's
were
your third
setting
eye.
up. Yeah, you did to get through the reincarnation stuff and the setup, but it's worth it. So that's one I'm intently following. I have been watching. Well, I'm gonna do my first casualty of the season. First casualty, um, Pseudo Harem. I'm gonna have to say pass. I tried it. Woo, nerve wracking a little bit. And I try romances, but as of right now, I might go back to it. I can't really recommend it. But two romances, and then I'm gonna go to a couple more things. Season 2 of Dangers in My Heart. I have mentioned this show before. I think the homie Gamma also put it in her list as well.
Mhm.
I love this show. This is literally the Wonder Years coming of age drama.
Word?
Well done, season 2. Yo, like, I don't know if it'd be a spoiler, but like the silly look. I love Nagatoro and all that. Some silliness. It's like a parody. This one takes itself serious with literally how would two people of a certain age, like say 13, 14, and they realize they like each other. One is popular, one is kind of like a little emo kid,
Mhm.
but nobody doesn't hate them or nothing. But they're shy, just coming into their own. Man, it's beautiful. Like it is one of the most mature in a good way. Like
Okay.
there's no etchy stuff really. It's just stuff that if as we can remember as we as kids when you kind of was liking that girl, had a crush in about your 8th grade, the 9th grade, 10th grade years. It's like when it's as wholesome as it can be, things happen, and it is kind of a Gen Z um level of people right now. So you get it. It's well done, man.
Nice.
I really love that show. I binged all of season 2 this past week. It came out in the spring. I highly recommend it. Um, so other romance I'm gonna try. I hide my feelings in Russian sometimes. I saw it on a preview. I didn't think I was gonna try it, but it's actually unlike Pseudo Harem, which looks like dog garbage somewhat.
Mm.
And the main character, the two characters just kind of wore me out. This is more my speed. It's a little bit, say, more, not say satirical, but I like the main characters so far in episode 1. They're more like real people Long story short, the main girl, she's like this kind of seemed like an ice queen. You know, she's like very smart, very haughty. You know, she's a student council person, but she's like half Russian. So she sits next to this kind of, slacker who she actually has a crush on, but she only says good stuff to him in Russian. But here's the catch: he actually understands Russian. So he knows that she likes him, but he doesn't know how to say to get into that or how that would go. And they're building from there. But she has silver hair. I think he actually met her when she was little. And because when they were little, they spent this time together, but I think she couldn't really speak that good of Japanese, so she would kind of mispronounce his name. And that made him learn Russian. And they had a flashback. They were looking at a sunset. She actually like went over and kissed him on the cheek. So usually when there is some physical display in a anime, it's probably a little, like I say, serious, but they're going for something, I think. So the fact that she's like, I like you, blah blah blah, kiss her on the cheek. So these probably gotta have these flashbacks till they realize it probably was her. She just has different color hair, and they only known each other for a year as older teenagers. So, but he do know that she likes him. Like she'll look at him and just be like cute. But it's gonna have a little bit of ecchi in it, just a smidge of ecchi in it. Which, when you're about 16, 17, hormones.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a little bit more slight dicier than Dangers in My Heart. And of course, speaking of dicey, still do not watch Plus Size Elf out in public. Just don't do it. I've been reading it. I got sucked into reading it. It is funny, but you know what it is? Reading it is vastly better than watching it. I mean, I have nothing against it, but for some reason they're doing 12-minute episodes. But when you read it,
and which one?
Plus Size Elf. I don't know. I mean,
I thought they were having regular
episodes. I don't know. Maybe it's the way it's split up through Camp Vision, but the credits are rolled on 12 minutes and everything. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But as far as, even though some of it can be a lot of I ain't gonna say a little bit, a lot of problematic. Some of it's a little bit of body shaming, but there's also some good information in it. When the dude who is the massage person, he actually will like talk about exercises to do, especially in the manga, and they will detail it and then show you how to do it while they're talking to the characters. So it's like, okay, y'all being, but it's like that friend that you don't necessarily want to be around, but then they do something good. It kind of gives that vibe.
Okay.
Like, it ain't. Still, don't watch this out in public, folks, because I have apparently there's 3 versions. There is the full unedited version that I've been watching. There's supposed to be a version for TV, and then there's supposed to be in between. The only one that you probably can barely watch out in public has to be fully edited for TV, and it's still gonna be pixelated. I promise you. Like it's still going to be suggestive that you can figure it out. The whole unedited one, man, it's on the verge of being hentai without action. That's all I'm saying. It is pin-up hentai for whatever you may be into within a certain genre of things. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I will probably still read it. I'm probably gonna finish watching it, but I can't really review it. just know that mythical creatures come along and you're going to see clothes pop off. And other thing that I'm watching is of course Kinnikuman. I watched 3 episodes of Kinnikuman. This is, I will say this, y'all. Sometimes if y'all heard me do various reviews, whether it's Marvel, this and that, sometimes I say it's an enjoyable 6 or enjoyable 7. Right now, it's about a 7.5 anime. It's not stiff in moments. Other moments is just a little static, where they're just like talking, because of course they ain't start fighting each other. It will do. It will do. I do like the tone of it. It's
Mhm.
still kind of goofy, but they're not trying to be goofy. It's just that the characters, the villains are so goofy. Like literally, one of the villains is a dude with giant tires, uh, on his shoulders, and but he actually will burn. Like, unlike in Ultimate Muscle, with a lot of people that our generation didn't watch Kinnikuman because Kinnikuman wasn't really over in the States in the late 70s, early 80s, probably in bigger cities. So most people didn't see Kinnikuman over here unless they read it or was just seeking it out. It's way more bloody.
That-
Like the regular, because all the characters are called Chojin or Supermen. So basically, they're all Superman wrestlers. The dude with the tires literally put a bloody tread mark over this dude's sternum. Like if you got ran over by a car and it's just stripped off his skin and it's just like muscle fibers like showing and it's bleeding.
Dang.
It's like they can make this way worse, but it's
Not
like
for the kids.
not exactly. It's not Ultimate Muscle. Like what you got in Ultimate Muscle, that was for kids, by 4 kids. The 4 kids,
For kids.
literally by a company called 4 Kids. This is the pure, unadulterated Japanese version. If you be careful with your kids, not saying that to each their own, but literally a dude with giant radio tires, calls aka the perfect shredder, Max Radio, is running people over and burning their flesh off with tire burnouts. He is basically, if this was a live action movie, it would be the Toxic Avenger. It would be a trauma film because it's that zany. Like it's just ain't no way around it. Or it'd be like one of them zombie movies or something. But yeah, but it's building up to where Kinnikuman returns. Like he's running Planet Muscle, and his homeboy is out here dealing with these. I hate to say scrubs, but
it's cold, man. You ain't gotta be calling them scrubs.
Reason why I say scrubs because to my homies here, I shared a meme to y'all.
It's a cold brother right there.
What do y'all hate in anime? And one thing I do hate. Now I know I ain't big on training this and that. I feel like yes, you can just say, "Hey, we train off screen." I always have to see it. But if you are a hero, like Yamcha and then whatever, and then don't you hate when the villain come down? Haha, I'm from planet such and such. Literally, the villains in Kinnikuman flew down as soon as they signed the treaty. Like, there's 3 factions of them, and they're like this 4th faction, and be like, we don't like none of y'all, and we better than all y'all, called the Perfect Chonin. They was like, we don't like you, the Justice Chonin. We don't like the so-called ex-evil Chonin. It's like, of course, why the good Chonin got to be these old? They all skinny, like they all slim. They whack Canadian man. Like they all look like just a regular generic action figure guy with muscles. But the bad guys got giant tires and can morph. One and they big boss. He a big giant kendo dude with a kendo stick, and then he taking people powers. He beat up a couple of them, then suck their powers out, turn them human. Like, and they out there butt naked out the ground, just laid out. I'm like, what is the purpose of you people? You got Terry Man, the dude from Texas. He got to take on all 7 of them until Kinnikuman probably slide in and help him out. Like Terry Man don't even like he's super strong, but he don't even necessarily have no freakish abilities. He does regular moves. He's just really good and strong. So he got to go out there, but he be like, man, I'm gonna fight all of y'all. And they like, you know what? I respect you. Like, what's his name? Big Buddha or something is like the evil dude. And he got some good lines. He got this evil voice. He's like, hey man, you crazy? Should you just give up? He's like, no. Us perfect Jonin, we go out to smash our enemy and we never underestimate him. He said, don't a lion have to go all the way out to catch the rabbit? I was like, oh my God.
Hey man.
He like,
I mean, true.
He like, we gonna crush you undeniably because you took up the challenge. And this dude got 7 to beat, and he already got a blood patch on him from the first one. And it was cool. He was like, look, he's like, since you challenged us, he's like, Big Buddha was like, hey man, I got 7 cards, man. You pick one. Whoever you want, they gonna step up and they gonna smash you. And you know what they were saying? They was like, hey, pick me. I'll send you to the afterlife really fast. Pick me, I'll shatter your bones really quick. And like, damn, y'all. I was like, they're so evilly respectful. It's so refreshing. It's like, you know what?
I don't know if I say this right. I wouldn't feel refreshed.
It's no, you're not gonna feel refreshed. You're gonna feel your bones grinded up and smashed.
Because I saw a couple of shots from the trailer where I was like, wow.
No. I feel Terry, man, he need his homeboy to make it. And honestly, King Muscle is strong. And I know he got Ultimate Muscle on his side or whatever they call it in the Japanese version. But it's still hard to beat them dudes. And one can literally snatch powers. I don't know why he got the power. But he was like, bro, he's like a mean old man. He came up there and jumped on stage and like ripped the tree and just like, ah! Like imagine somebody like, what is the movie? Like somebody got a picture up and somebody just jump on stage and just like rip something in half. This is the energy they giving off. Oh, you know what? I would give you. This is something you gonna like. They came in with the energy of Clubber Lang when Rocky was up there. It's like, come on, take me on. That's how they were. They came in like, look, we ain't agreed to this treaty. Screw y'all. They're like,
Clubber Lang here, was that dude.
Right now, they came in with all the Clubber Lang energy and said, you got 24 hours. We're gonna fight you. Like, oh, there's like, you beat up some people. They're like, oh, you just want us to swing on you so you can feel provoked to start a war. They're like, yep. Now what you gonna do? So sometimes you can't get out of it, y'all, with words. I don't know. Sometimes you gonna have to fight. It's rough out there, but also be smart. Don't fight. So I'm gonna take 7 of y'all on, and you getting beat up by the first superhuman. Like also, if you're a regular superhuman human, man, get you some powers or something. Get you a display. I don't know, bro. Like I be feeling bad for Terry Man and his kid, bro. Like they be trying.
He said he's trying.
You know they can fight, but it's like you a regular dude. You got to do the super version of real wrestling moves. These dudes got giant monster tractor tires on his shoulders, and he's burning you out, peeling off on you.
Dang.
And one dude is literally a Dalmatian. He's a dog werewolf man.
And they just regular human?
And some of them is a dude with a urinal attached to his chest. I don't know what his powers are.
What?
Yeah. Like I don't
this is why I don't watch Kinnikuman.
And then one dude was literally a walking pile of towels. He was like a big building, sucked his energy up, and then he turned to a regular like fat bald white dude. While he naked on the ground, it looked like he dead. And Tall Man was coming with him like, look, man, shut up. I heard enough. It's like, man, Big Buddha said, come here. I don't know why they got it. He don't even need the powers to suck your energy out. Like he got a whole Kindle stick that turned on fire. He is like Andre the Giant, biggish compared to the rest of them. Smart and brutal. Then you give him the powers to depower you? I don't know why. I really don't understand. But is it the best anime out of the bunch? No, it's not. But hey, I'm glad it's on Netflix.
But it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like it's literally like that good weird Adult Swim thing. Just want to see somebody like violently get messed up. Again, it is not this is not the 4 kids version. You might see somebody get their head chopped into or something. Or they eyeball. I ain't gonna know if they're gonna rip an eyeball out yet, but you're gonna see some blood patches. You might see some arms and legs twisted up in weird positions and people dumped on their head. Like it is intergalactic wrestling in every which way, and they mean it. But other than that, I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much everything I'm watching. I'm watching Elusive Samurai, watching Oshi No Ko, watch Dangers in my Heart, of course, watching My Hero. I'm gonna try some other things, but I think I Hide My Feelings in Russian. I think it's gonna make my rotation. I'm gonna see how it is after 3. Pseudo Harem, I think I'm gonna have to get you out of there, buddy. You let me down.
Mm.
I might add in the Fable from last season. It might catch up on a couple of things. It might be time to do some movie watching.
All right, then what I'll do, I'll mention one real quick. If you watched the first season and didn't know the second season was coming out because I completely forgot about it, Hit Monkey dropped season 2 on Hulu.
Yes.
It's a cool project. It's Marvel, and it's animated in a very I don't know, kind of like Archer kind of way, sort of. But season 2 had a lot of twists and turns, a whole lot of blood, some funny moments. You know, you had uh was it Leslie Jones as one of the voices, Jason Sudeikis. So funny voice acting, pretty cool action scenes, and a lot of twists and turns. And I liked Hit Monkey season 1, so season 2 came through for me. It was, of course, it's never going to be like, the hit of the season, but I did enjoy it.
I need to watch it. Oh, what? How can I forget? Superman finale.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about that next. So but yeah, Hit Monkey on Hulu, 10 episodes for the first season, 10 episodes for the second season. And just kind of like a quiet Marvel property that I thought seemed stupid. And then when I watched that, I was like, you know what? It's crazy, but since we're in comic book world, it's kind of par for the course when you get into kind of like that mystical Doctor Strange stuff. I mean, spirits and dead people, and so, it kind of works. And you add in the comedy, some of the crazy, the crazy animations. I'm feeling it.
Hit Monkey really be messing over people, right?
Oh, hold up. You went low. Say it again.
I said, I take it Hit Monkey really be messing over people.
Yeah, there's blood and bones and stuff all over the place. So they're not stingy with bullets at all.
Speaking of which, I need to start Kite Man. That's one I need to start. That just
start what?
Kite Man.
Okay. But then in that case, I'll go on. We can wrap it up on Kal-El. Superman, or My Adventures with Superman, had its finale.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
it gets 9.9.
I have no notes. I had a great time watching the finale. It was good to see all of the sort of the interpersonal relationships that Superman has built up since the first season come into play in a way where they helped him out, because he has had such a positive impact on their lives. Even though maybe when he first met them, they were doing wrong, they saw him for the hero he was, and it inspired them, in his practice, in his action, to be heroes themselves. And I like it. You see Lois's dad come back. You see him and Mandy, have a little kind of like reconnection, sort of. So everything works here, man. Everything works.
I can't call her Mandy. I just can't. She's Amanda Waller to me. I just can't call her Mandy.
Well, we can't call her
know.
Mandy,
I just don't want to.
But he can.
Well, yeah, we know. That was.
I can't. If I call her Mandy, she'll probably shoot me.
That probably was his boo in the army. So
Yeah, because the way he called her Mandy and don't nobody, I'm like, yeah.
I'm just saying
something happened.
There's some things that you can't say.
Something happened when y'all was deployed in whatever country or whatever, and y'all was like, look, we ain't back home.
They both. She
ain't nobody gonna know.
I'm just saying his wife did pass.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
She's sitting there. She's sitting over there with all that love. She ain't got no one to give it to. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Got a lot to love, man. A lot of muscle, and a lot of girth, and a lot of.
You know what I'm saying? Just more to love. Love that body. You know what I'm saying? That's all. He was
a lot of
playing
evil
slow jams.
A lot of evil to go around.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she is evil. Well,
Hey
I mean, they
man,
was both kind of equally evil, but then he saw the light.
absolutely.
So,
I
oh,
mean, yeah,
speaking of seeing the light, shouts out to Lex Luthor when he just ran.
I love it. Like she's like,
She
"What
was
you
like,
gonna
"I'm
do?"
gonna save my country or save the planet.
That boy
What are you
broke
gonna do?" He
out.
was like, I'm out."
He even say like, "Man, I'm cutting out, saving my own neck. That's what I'm gonna do."
Him and Slade teamed up. So
It's just they just be letting these evil people just start their own big buildings in Metropolis. Like, like
yeah,
put
like
a dime on him, Jimmy.
yeah,
He was
like
helping. He's supposed to be on the run too.
who gave this man the permits to build this thing?
Like if Waller is on the run, he should be on the run. But I get it. It's time for it's season 3 coming up. It's time for Lex Luthor. He's going to be clearly the big bad or one of them.
Yeah,
Which I love that they did Brainiac the way they established Brainiac to make him that impossible threat. We got to the Dragon Ball Z of it all. I got to give some love to Dragon Ball Z because they took some inspiration from him and got to the shonenness of it, but it was beautiful, man. Like
they got to.
they really, I know a lot of some of these diehard, just comic book dudes be like, I don't like it. Why is he glowing? Don't matter. Dude's full of power and he absorbed the sun. It
Yeah,
just play. Just
they're like standing in the sun right now.
they're
Or like
literally
right
solar.
beside it.
They're literally solar batteries with power.
And
So
the only thing is, Brainiac coming back, right? Because
yeah, that
Kara
was
brought. I was like, no, I would have been like,
throw this in the sun.
Put that down.
No, throw it in the sun. Why do you have this? Now he
Like,
probably already downloaded himself, but burn it.
Yeah, burn that
Don't
thing.
have no piece of
Burn
Brainiac
all of him.
around. Like, oh come on. Why? Like, that was the only thing I was mad at.
I would have
'Cause
been
I'm
like
like-
the sister in Evil Dead has been remade. They made Evil Dead, and the sequel is Evil Dead Rise. Well, anyway, in this horror film, the brother goes and gets this evil book. It's the Necronomicon. It's an evil book, right? And he brings it up. His sister sees the book and is like, "What is that? Put that back where you got it." And that's exactly what Kal-El should have said to Carl. Be like, "Put that thing in
like,
the sun."
hey, give it to me. Yeet that thing into the sun.
Yo,
Like he is not your daddy.
At full speed.
He is not your daddy. He just tried to kill you. You do not need.
We don't need a
souvenir.
keepsake. Yeah.
Because who was out there killing planets and he had
Because
you
we
brainwashed.
know good and well at the end of season 3 that thing is going to be like beep beep beep, and it's like turn on. It's like, nah, bro. We don't need. Throw that in the sun. Or when she ain't looking, like when she out one day, just take it to the sun yourself and be like, "Oh, you can't find it." Even like help her look for it. Be like, this I don't know where it is.
Like, don't bring no alien tech into my Ma and Paul house.
Yeah,
all right?
man.
Other than me and you.
Get that out of here.
And shout out.
I loved it, man. I did. Even
Shout
the
out
wolf pack.
to the creators for using the new movie suits.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that, but yeah, they did.
Like, animation be coming through for DC so much. Now, maybe I don't know if James Gunn had anything to be like, all right, look, y'all. At least that means somebody's talking and thinking.
Yeah.
But like, all right, here's the movie notes.
Now, the only thing is, I don't see why they didn't fill out this world with, like, once season 1 became a hit, I'd have been like, all right, cool. So we're gonna do Batman, we're gonna do Wonder Woman, we're gonna do Green Lantern in this style.
I'm saying I disagree for right now. I do not. I mean,
when Batman was a hit back in the day, they formed everything in the style of Batman.
Man, back in the day, Superman really needs this rehabilitation. He needs all. He needs more. He needs all of it. He got to suck it up like he suck up the sun. He need another season by himself before Batman pop up. In fact, don't even let Batman.
No, I'm not saying Batman in this show. I'm talking about their own shows in the same style. So just like how you had Batman, then they followed up with Superman, then they followed up with another Batman, then they followed up with Justice League, all in that similar style. I would like to see.
You've been saying this, but I just disagree, and I don't know. I don't have no real.
I'm tired of Warner Brothers
It
basic
would
style. It's time to
it
refresh
would
it.
be
And
cool.
Superman's style is refreshing compared to what they've been doing
And yes, I
with,
am
like,
so
the
glad that they
Justice League Worlds Collide or whatever movie. I was like, bro, y'all can have that.
you don't like that. You don't like it.
I don't
I,
like that Archer animation for Warner Brothers. Now, see, the trip is the Archer type of animation for Hitmonkey is fine with me. I'm not tripping on that. But in for DC, I am not feeling it for DC.
I mean, bro, I don't. I'm not trying to call nothing cheap. I'm just saying, if we think it costs less than what they were doing for, say, Young Justice, then it's either it's gonna be cheap or you ain't gonna get. It's gonna be cheaper or you ain't gonna get none of it. Now I do think whatever
Yeah.
with Studio, I think again they did it before they was working on Superman before things went sour with the strike, and also they really want Superman to be rehabilitated because this is also the same company because we got a new Batman show coming that is the spiritual successor or akin to
Yeah.
the original show. They didn't even keep it. They sold it to Amazon. They won't even be
But
showing that on
my
Max.
thing is like, I honestly, I mean, it it's a nostalgic look, but something tells me it's not going to be as good a nostalgic look as X-Men 97 was. And also, I'm tired of that style. Shouts to Bruce Timm. I think Bruce Timm is cool. I think he's awesome. Um, every time I've interviewed him or been around him, he's been cool. So, but it's
I,
let's move on from Bruce Timm style.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's been long enough. Let's move on from that.
I'll say this. I agree and disagree. This is why. I don't mind Bruce Timm style. I just wish they get out of the 40s. Just get out of the 40s. Like, just
Oh,
give
kind of
them.
like the Art Deco kind of.
You can keep the Art Deco. Just get the clothes. Update the clothes a smidge and the cars. You can like mash. I'm all for the weird mashup because the original, Batman animated series was a weird mashup between being stuck in the 20s and the 90s. So it was like all 70s of things was smashed up in there, or 70 years worth of stuff. I don't mind it, but this one they going a little too hard on the clothes. Like the ladies got on floor length skirts, and it's
Yo,
like
gotta, you know what I'm saying? They gotta put on their formal wear. You know what I'm saying?
I cannot take it serious as like Officer Montoya, and everybody's a little bit like I don't mind everybody being thicker for some reason, but I think they skipped out on some animation for some folks, and they like
Right.
reusing. You can tell like they feel like they reusing the sprites for the ladies,
Yo,
and I get it,
they trying to bring thicker people. Here's the
and
thing.
that's fine.
Now I'm gonna go on and say it. People don't want to hear, but then I'm gonna go on and say it.
Oh,
right.
Lord. Here we go.
Because they trying hard to do their body positivity, and I'm cool with that. But it can't be for the heroes, man. They gotta run and jump, do action rolls, cartwheels, flips, and kicks.
For police,
They gotta be, yeah, for police too. Look, I'm tired of seeing police that ain't in shape, man. We gotta have our police looking on point.
I don't know.
They gotta step their game up, man.
I'm
It's
not gonna
time. Look,
hate.
if we was at school and we had to do physical PE tests, where the physical tests for the police?
I'm
Huh?
just
Where they
saying,
tests? Why y'all ain't doing
it's
pull-ups and
weird.
push-ups and climbing up the rope and
is-
crawling under? You see videos. Look at the Chinese national police and stuff. You see them doing cool
While
stuff.
Mike is having his
You look at the-
training
You look at the
tangent,
terrorist videos. They be on monkey bars and crawling under
all
barbed
I'm
wire. What
saying
y'all
is
doing,
this.
man?
I don't like
Look
to
at
look.
firemen. The physical test firemen
I'm
got a
just saying,
pass.
the
Police
look
just be chilling at Dunkin' Donuts
of-
every day.
of Montoya. I love the Officer Montoya character. And I know that the original characters were made to look too glamorous, but I like what I'm saying is I like the, not that I'm not into propaganda, but they had blues. They had a standard uniform, and then I saw it like I know she might be a detective now, but it's like, and I get it, ladies wore those things, but she's just like, oh yeah, it's like wow, I know that's Montoya, but it's just such a radical difference for that character, but yet all the other characters look the same. Now maybe that wasn't Montoya, but more than likely it was. And I'm like, why they change her character up so weirdly? Like, and it's just like, why are the police in all brown? and these big suits. Like, just put them back in a standard blue uniforms. Like, y'all can, like, look, I know you got to change it up. You ain't got to change it. That, like, it just was a distracting trailer. But I'm looking forward to it. Like, I really, really am going to look for it. First, I wouldn't know if I was going to care about the show. The trailer got me. I am ready for that when it comes out. But back to Superman, perfect. Just perfection. This character needed this refresh. I just don't. I'm not putting too much on DC plate to say, hey, do it in all this standard. Those days are just over, it seemed like, with the standard thing. Because, and the reason why we know it ain't going to happen, they're doing Monster Commandos next. It's all bets are off, whatever that's going to be. However that's going to look, probably going to look more akin to Kite Man and Harley Quinn, which works for those. I don't even mind if everything fall in that category, depending on the tone of it. But again, they don't know which shows they want to keep, because again, the new Batman show ain't even a Max/DC, thing, even though it is, but it's licensed out.
It's a perfect example. It's a perfect example of what's the point of Max?
It's no point to Max.
What's the point of Max? There's no need for you to have it.
How do you not keep your own thing, or are you that cost conscious that it makes more money for you to sell this to Amazon? And you see Amazon like, oh, a Batman show? Give it to me. Yes. More reason for people
especially
to
while we waiting for Invincible.
So you gave your competitors a layup. Yeah, you get the money, whatever. And I get it. It's more about the money. Sometimes it ain't about real competition. But it's like, of all the characters that are the mascot of DC and Warner Brothers, there's a couple of characters that come to mind. Superman, that's one of the characters. Batman, Bugs Bunny. I guess if you want to say Scooby-Doo or something like that, but I guess if you want to do the Hanna-Barbera, all of them together. But so you talking about legacy companies with at least 3 mascots that you understand why they are part of it. If you know anything of the Time Warner deals and all that stuff from 20 years ago, it just makes sense. And they giving away a mascot character. I don't know. I hope Gunn saved this thing or fix it.
Nah, I'm gonna let you know. Don't get your hopes up for Gunn. When Gunn did that video talking about what he want to do, I'm like, yeah, y'all can go on. For me, it seemed cooked. Y'all can go out and see the movies and stuff. Let me know.
I'm just saying.
And let it come out when I still got my subscription. But besides that, I'm cool. Y'all.
I hope that the new Superman can give us the vibe of what the Superman animated show is doing. Like, all the characters, I don't know why they had to take Jimmy Money away, but even a dummy like Steve pop up and say some heartfelt stuff. Ma and Pa popping up and just accepting Carl right away, and for Jack Quaid, he hits the tone of this new modern age Superman, Gen Z or late millennial or whatever, Gen Z Superman. He hits the tone perfectly, even so much that people are so mad they be like, oh, don't put humanity and softness in Superman. Like, y'all just like Homelander. Just say that. Y'all don't understand the character. I always say, look, I find Superman somewhat boring. This actually made me like the character again.
Superman isn't boring. The writers aren't imaginative.
He's been, whatever it is, the comics and stuff, he's been boring to me. Just see him in that way. I love him in Justice League, but he's just that big blue Boy Scout. The comics never really grabbed me, but this is grabbing me. Like, this is what I want to see from Superman. This is what I want to see from a modern day Lois. I like the fact that we don't have to wait, that they have to acknowledge that we understand his secret identity and that they love each other. They're grown adults who've been gazing at each other from day one. Like, I will love you. I want to kiss your lips. You see this from the beginning. So thank you. Going the anime route, look, I think it's great. Look, I'm sorry if any of y'all who don't like anime or anime inspired, I think y'all missing out if you like the character of Superman. It ain't gonna get much better than this. It might get a lot worse. We talk about Gunn. I don't know. Gunn might be great. He might be bad. It could be a multitude of things.
Man, look.
This is the most consistent DC thing right now.
I think Gunn is good at one thing, and they gave him a whole universe. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna go in and throw it to you. Let me get the final thoughts. And where can they find you, young brother?
Final thoughts, man. Look, y'all go try these new anime, these new series. Definitely support the new. Go support the new Superman. Again, we just talked about Superman. Give it if you can watch it on Max. Probably better if you watch it on TV, because I don't believe in Max. You need whatever ratings it can get. The strongest. That's where you need to watch it. Luckily, season 3 is coming. I want a 4 and a 5. I would love to get up to 5 seasons. But if you can do 7, I'll take 7. I don't think we gonna get 7. I think we better. I hope for 2 more. Well, I hope for 3 more. Because 3, 4, and 5, I doubt we get it. I think we'll get 4. I think it's gonna stop because I think they gonna do something kooky. Because it's DC. Until they.
He says DC, they gonna mess it up.
until they solve this and the money issues are solved, I don't know. But like I said, y'all, I done went over a plethora of different anime, from romance to Kinnikuman, busting people up, to about angsty manga writers. Yo, there's something out there for various people. Go listen to us rant about Emmy nominations. There's so many different type of shows that you can use this medium, these different mediums of versions of animation to do and tell a story that it's ridiculous. And this is like, I'm pretty okay on this summer season. Like at first I was like, is it gonna be this? I'm starting to warm up to it. Like, this may not be an action heavy one, but you get your dramas, you get your a little bit of comedy in there, get a little bit of romance.
And I like that I'm only watching one show now. Well, technically 2 shows now.
And Elusive Samurai, y'all. Look, y'all, if any of y'all love any of those Japanese paintings, like the Great Wave or any of the samurai art and all this wild, weird stuff, it is a feast for your mind and your visual. Read up on the story. It's not that difficult. I think he's based on a real person, which is crazy. If this person, samurai, actually existed and maybe got away and came back and took whatever shogunate over, I'm gonna look more into that. I've been reading some stuff, watching some explainer videos. So I want to see if he's a real person. I want to know more, because if he can do any of this stuff, 1/3 of it, then he's cold. But Elusive Samurai, I think, is the hit of the summer season. I think it's gonna catch on. I think you're gonna see the influencers start, get a hold of it. It's not like Windbreaker, where Windbreaker and Ninja Kamui had that first wild episode of all that type of stuff, but don't underestimate it. So you can find me. I'm Keith Cooper. I'm at Blurred.ish on IG. Keith Cooper on Facebook. The Blurdish Facebook page. Still working on some things. I may be in New Orleans at Southport Hall for this anime rave club kaiju with
Club Kaiju.
anime soiree. This is definitely an 18 plus event. You feel me? If you know what plus size elf is like, expect some of the cosplayers and dancers to be in that mode. You've been warned. So you cannot, of course it's a bar, so you can't really bring your kids up in there at night. So just keep that in mind. But of course, if you do come have fun, come support the bar, come support us vendors. I'm kind of still on the fence. Hopefully the weather isn't going to be bad, but even if I don't go see my friends who are gonna be there. Go enjoy some wild techno music, go in cosplay, go have fun before school or whatever get you down and you got to do this, especially if you're young and you ain't attached and all that. go do these raves and go fun and just be safe out there. Um, it's a fun, good time, and amazingly, there's a lot of anime events coming up in my area from maybe Anime Town on August 3rd and 4th. I may just pop up there passing out flyers. August 17th, I might be back at Southport Hall if I get approved for Glow Taku. It has like a Sonic themed otaku thing. We'll see. And then August 24th at FM Tattoo Parlor, I may be there if I get approved for Anime Night in Baton Rouge. So
Okay.
So I'm trying to line up some stuff in August to see if I'm kind of at a weird time where it ain't always guaranteed. You just apply, you get it. You gotta hustle and grind and communicate.
All right, that's what's up. Well, on my end, final thoughts. Superman is great. I want to see more. I'm excited. I'm actually glad that I'm just watching My Hero and Elusive Samurai.
Like I'm finally
Two
just down
shows.
to 2. Like 2 shows, I'm good.
Yo, man, because Spring, I was watching like 6 shows.
Spring
like, look,
was
man, it's a lot.
fire.
Remember, I'm still trying to keep up with live action stuff and film stuff too. Just because I'm not reviewing all the films, trust me, I've seen a lot of films this year.
Like I haven't even reviewed Bad Boys, and I saw it.
Yeah, I haven't reviewed Bad Boys. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of stuff on the back end of the year when it's slow, and I'll catch up on everything. But
I haven't even submitted more videos to Mike. We still got videos where I've been at coming.
Oh,
from January.
So we got stuff. I thought I got everything out from January, but maybe not. But anyway, we got tons of stuff. I'm trying to get the backlog out. But guys, with that said, go ahead.
I say it's gonna be a deluge of con videos coming.
So, man, y'all got tons to watch. There's tons of stuff out there. Enjoy yourself and enjoy some anime. And NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Of course, till the next time that you have to make sure that your cousin is still safe and alive so that y'all can team up and beat a super duper computer. We're just saying, peace.
Please throw the supercomputer in the sun.
Thank you.